Hey guys, it's CarGuy11. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to another live stream. I haven't done a CarGuy11 live in a couple of weeks now. And then, of course, the last one was the Detroit Auto Show I did with AutoNut and a group one there. So, oh, hey, Matt, thanks for joining already. You're on time this week, so glad to see you. Yeah, definitely chime in as you join. I definitely want some participation this time. We're going to talk about C8 Corvette. We can talk about Detroit Auto Show more and, just anything actually on your mind. So, hey, Dan in New Jersey, thanks for joining. And Jeff, hello, welcome. But hopefully all you guys are staying warm. It's bitterly cold up north here. I'm in Pittsburgh, and it's -2 currently, so pretty damn cold. But I know yeah, we don't have the worst of it, put it that way. Autonut, I was talking with him, and it was -22 last night in Chicago. So feel for him, but he made a fun video today. He actually, let me bring up his channel, but he started his car, his daily driver. He parks outside today. It was -17 when he started it up, but definitely go check out his channel and the video. Pretty interesting. I'm not going to say anything more than that. You check it out and comment what you think about it. But pretty cool there. So hopefully, yeah, you guys are safe and didn't have too many car problems. But Applejack's is on. I got my pizza and feet up. Let's roll. Oh, cool. Not in the truck this week, Applejack. So that's good. Dean, what's up? You freezing up there? Yep. Oh, Dean's in Florida. Cold here in Florida too. Yeah, I heard it's like in the 50s or so there. So yeah, pretty cool for Florida. CarGuy11's with us. How you doing? Dan says 12 degrees in beautiful Jersey Shore. Yeah, it's frigid just about everywhere. Applejack says 0 degrees here in Nebraska with no wind. Well, we do have wind, and it was like -20 wind chill, so super cold. Dean says CarGuy11 remote tonight. Yeah, she's actually enjoying. She's a teacher, and she's enjoying some time off because it was just too damn cold. So she had off today, and I think she's off tomorrow as well. So Matt says it doesn't help that I'm sick in this wonderful weather. Yeah, it's getting a lot of people sick, I'm sure. So well, hopefully, Matt, I know you're in school. Hopefully you didn't have school. So that's the only benefit, but not much snow, just real cold. So, but anyway, yeah. Anybody want to chime in? I'm going to talk a couple stories. Not too much noise, actually. Not too much news this week, but just a couple things I'll bring up here. The first one. This is a little interesting. The Camaro ZL1 1LE. Now, this is the full track version with not the mag ride dampers. It has their own, can't remember what they're called now, but they're mechanically adjustable ones. And it has the huge wing on it. This was manual only. Has the huge aero kit in front, but anyway, it was typically only manual. For 2019, they're adding the 10-speed auto, so pretty interesting because this kind of signals that GM is preparing us for automatics for track duty, and we're going to be talking about C8 here, and we kind of expect the C8 to be auto only. So looking at some of the comments here. Oh, Dave is from Aliquippa. Welcome, Dave. Yeah, we'll talk about C8 base price here in a little bit too. So what do you guys think of that? They're GM preparing us for auto in a track-focused car. So that's one thing to talk about. And then along the motorsports with Corvette, the Rolodex 24 race was this past weekend in Daytona. And we'll bring this up. GM introduced some special edition C7s, but nothing really too exciting. They did special editions for all the race car drivers. I guess they had them pick out their color combo. They were all Grand Sports, and I, of course, like the blue. This is the new for 2019 Elkhart Lake Blue, which is very similar to my color. It's mine was the Laguna Blue. It's another light blue, but I think it's a little bit darker, a little bit deeper blue than the Laguna, but pretty sharp nonetheless. I'm glad they brought a bright blue back. I know CarGuy11 would like the red around the tires. It looks like they all have that. This is the gray with the red accents. And then there's a white, again with the red stripes. And then here's a yellow. I think the yellow's probably my least favorite. What do you guys think of those? And then on top of it all, this costs an extra $5,000, which I think is a little bit expensive here. I know all these stripes cost money. I don't remember how much the red outline tires rims are, but that seems a little high to me. So let's see what the comments are saying. CarGuy11 loves the Camaro, of course. She's a Camaro fan. Chad, welcome, Chad. I'm cool with the A10 1LE. I'm a manual guy, but if it brings more sales and is faster, that's a good thing. I think it'll bring more sales, and it will be faster on the drag strip anyway. We'll see how it handles a track, very vigorous track drive, because that's a road course car, and as we know, the autos tend to overheat, but that does have tons of cooling on it. So, and the A10 is a new transmission, of course, too. So hopefully it they can handle that. AutoNut says it's a shame about the Auto 1LE because that means they probably got overwhelming requests for it and had to do it. I don't know. Honestly, I can't believe that car is selling too well. I know it has a very harsh ride, and unless you're going to track it, I really doubt people are buying it to just street drive it. I mean, maybe if they're garage queens and just taking it to car shows or something, but it's definitely not a long distance cruiser. And yeah, the regular ZL1 is way more comfortable with the mag ride suspension that you can adjust. CarGuy11 says nice red accents are cool. She likes the black, gray, or white. Dean says probably the one with the crystal red stripe should have the spice red interior. Yeah, you know what? I think they discontinued the spice red interior for 2019. Applejack says he likes the gray with the red interior, pretty sharp. And CarGuy11 says red outline tires for the rims on the Chevy Camaro are a special package that is $2,500. Yeah, I don't know. It seems $5,000 seems like a lot for that. They will be limited, but the other thing is, let's hope they come out with another special edition C7 for its send-off, because I hope that isn't the last special edition they're gonna have. But it could be too. We just don't know. So yeah, so I guess we can move on to the C8 discussion. If you guys saw my not last video, but I guess last Wednesday I posted it. I made a maybe a little controversial video at the Detroit Auto Show, and it was really cool. I met Harlan Charles on the Corvette team. He's a marketing manager, and he's also marketing for Camaro. So he, here's the voice of the customer, and tries to give us what we want. Now, of course, he didn't say too much about the C8. He couldn't really say, but it was just neat talking to him, and we talked to him about other cars actually too. But yeah, but it was cool meeting him. So hopefully, I told him I want to be there when the C8 is revealed. So hopefully I'll get invited at least to the reveal. Let's see a couple more comments here. Autonet says we would like to see some crazy colors for the send off of the C7. Yeah, with the new paint shop, I thought they were going to be able to offer more than 10 colors. So that's a possibility. That's a possibility. Dean says, love the Spice Red. It was $3K on top of the package. Yeah, expensive. That's awesome. You met all those guys. Yeah. It was just a chance meeting. Autonaut and I were there at Detroit, and we were just walking the hall, and all of a sudden he was coming toward us, and he wasn't with anyone, and I was like, hey, Harlan. So we had a conversation with him. It was really cool. And Autonaut said he loved hearing his opinions about other cars and other car companies. Dan in New Jersey, think they'll make the C8 and C8 at the same time. I think it means C7 and C8. Yeah, that's a good question, Dan. I think it's possible, especially when they introduce it. They could introduce it with a higher price tag, and then I definitely think it'll be possible because the C7 will be cheaper, and then the C8 will be above that. But I also feel if they convert the plant over to C8, they're not going to be able to have both of them running unless they're very similar, assembly process. So I kind of think that they are just going to go with C8. They have never in the past run two models at the same time. So I think the C8, back to the starting price, I don't think it's going to be a lot higher than the C7 is currently. I think it'll start in probably mid to high 60s, 70 at the most for the base model, and then go up from there, of course. So I feel it'll be a full model changeover, but Dean's saying he's thinking 2021 for C8. And Autonet says, I think they are absolutely going to, Autonet agrees that they're going to produce C7 and C8 together. CarGuy11's asking, when is the release date of the C8? Yeah, we don't know. We really don't know. Autonet says 2021. And Dean says 65 to 70. Yeah, I agree with you there, Dean. So originally the C8 was supposed to be, well, the rumors were that it was going to be introduced at the Detroit Auto Show this month, January, which we just had. So that didn't happen. The next possibility could be New York Auto Show, which is in April. The 1953 Corvette was introduced there for the first time. So that would be a nice place for the C8 to be revealed. If it doesn't happen there, There's the Corvette birthday bash that happens at the end of April every year. And at that bash, they always talk about the next year's Corvette model, which will be 2020. So what will they talk about this year if there's not going to be a C8? I mean, I guess we'll have to know by then, by the end of April, if there will be a 2020 C7 or a 2021 C8, because usually they talk about it. So yeah, so we don't know. Dean says birthday bash in April. Yeah, it's the last April at the Corvette plant at the National Corvette Museum. It's probably like the 27th, 28th, somewhere around there, if someone wants to look it up. But yeah, they have it every year. They talk about the new models and what's changed and everything, because usually you can start ordering the next model year's Corvette in May. But I don't think that's going to happen this year. Applejack says, I say they'll run the 7 and 8 together till they get the bugs worked out, then phase C7 out. This will give them time. This will give them time feedback for future C8s, and they may keep it as a supercar. Well, that is definitely possible, but then that means they have to introduce the top model first, like the ZR1, which I don't see them doing, because the ZR1, I believe, is going to be the hybrid version, which will be the most powerful version because it'll be a combination electric and gas. So that definitely won't be ready. What could they introduce? And maybe we should talk about, you know, what I saw at the Detroit Auto Show, what I posted in the video. Maybe a little bit controversial for some, but Dean says museum 25th anniversary cruise in August. There is another cruise in August, and I know Dan in New Jersey said, you know, he's talking about that one as well. There's a different one in August. This is the April birthday bash. Era Racing Designs, hello. Thanks for joining us. Dan says they have to keep the base around 60. I think it'll be, well, the base now is creeped up. You know, it's right around 60 now. I'm thinking 65. You know, they'll do another little increase. And if you remember the C7, it came out a little bit more than the C6, but then immediately they had price increases. Like immediately within the first couple months, they had several price increases. And even when I bought mine, the 2016, I ordered it before the 2016s came out. The pricing came out because I ordered it way before. I think I ordered it in May, or it was way early. It was an early 2016. The price went up after I received it. So yeah, it was, they kept increasing the price, and I expect, especially if the demand is high for the C8, the same thing's going to happen. So they may introduce it at a reasonably small increase, and then they're going to jack it up. So Autonut says interior pictures look like a top model to me. Yes, the interior was very nice. It looked almost like a Cadillac interior to me. It could have been like a 3LT, because really, even though Corvette has, you know, Stingray, Z06, ZR1, the interiors are all the same for the most part. But then they're within those, the 1LT, 2LT, 3LT, that's where you get the different interior interior improvements and stuff like that. So it could have been a Stingray with the top interior. CarGuy11 says, so does that mean you can't order until? Well, usually, like I said, you can start ordering the next model year around May, but I don't think that's going to happen this year. Dan in New Jersey, Carback dealer, you can get a decent discount, mid-50s even. Oh, yes, the discounts now. If you want a C7, get it now. They're 20% off. you can get them extremely reasonable now, and it's still a great platform, and it's the last front engine Corvette. So there's something to say about that, and there's something to say about keeping one. And, you know, if I decide on C8, you know, I'd probably like to keep the C7 as well. CarGuy11, 2021, then you won't get it for almost 2022. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of play with model year or calendar year. We heard it was going to be a 2020 model year, but they could be playing with it. They could say it'll be debuted in 2020 as a 2021. So yeah, we don't know yet. Applejack says, I was thinking the mid-engine model would be super car pricing and specs while keeping the rear wheel, the front engine models, I think he was saying, as the price, was keeping the rear wheel models as they are regarding price and specs, both best of both worlds. Yeah, so the C7s would be lower priced. I feel like, and Road Chad says Camaro, marketing on Camaro. I feel like the Camaro is barking on the C7's feet as far as performance. So I think they're going to have the Camaro and then have the Corvette higher, like a bigger price difference. So that's why I don't think the C7 and C8 will be on sale at the same time. Autonut says most definitely C7 is the last. Ooh, NA motor, naturally aspirated. I don't know about that. And let's talk about that too. Dean says, hope we get it in 2021. Okay, so what did I see at the show? So what I posted, what I saw at the show was the Cadillac CT6V engine. It's the Blackwing. It's called the Blackwing engine, 4.2 liter V8, 32 valve dual cam, and twin turbo, 550 horsepower, and 600 something pound-feet of torque. So there are a couple things. I don't think we're going to see that engine in the C8, but there's a lot of comments on the video and forums talk. People are saying that is going to be the base V8 option. I was saying we'll see a version of that engine, and I feel it'll be a larger displacement, probably like 5.5 liter, something like that, with, I'm thinking, around 700 horsepower. It's going to be more than the Z06 engine, more than 650. So around 700, and that will be the Z06 engine. I feel it'll be twin turbo, 700 horsepower Z06. For the base engine, I think they're going to keep the LT1. That's in mind, 460 horsepower. They're going to revise it, tweak it up to 500, maybe a little over 500 as the base engine. But I could definitely see the Cadillac Blackwing being the base engine too. But Cadillac has come out and said publicly that it is not going into the C8. So that's why I think the LT1 will still be the base engine. Chad says Chevy really doesn't do much marketing of the Camaro. You know, they don't do marketing of the Corvette either, at least commercial wise. They do a lot with racing, and yeah, but there's no print, there's no, you know, commercials on TV. They'll do mainly the racing things. I mean, that's what I see. So I don't know. Maybe Chad, what do you mean? Do you think Corvette is different as far as marketing? Zach says anything to the rumors that the C9 will be full BVT a la Tesla Roadster. Are you talking about the generation after the C8, or are you talking about the C8? I think he's probably talking about the generation after the C8. It absolutely could at that point be all electric. Yeah, but I do know the C8 is going to have hybrid powertrain, and it's probably going to be the top model because it'll be like 1,000 horsepower with the gas and electric. CarGuy11 says Autonut needs to be live with CarGuy11. Well, he was. We did a Detroit show, the last live. I think CarGuy11 missed it, but yeah, we did a Detroit wrap up of all the models. And Zach says generation after the C8. Okay, yeah, I mean, it definitely could be full electric by then. It'll be kind of sad, but it'll be real sad actually for Corvette to go all electric. I would hope that it would be a different model for a roadster type, smaller. I think maybe it would be a different model than the Corvette, but I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely possible. So, but anyway, also let's get back to the Detroit show. I did see the GT500 there, and the transmission that's going into that 700 plus horsepower GT500 Mustang is a Tremec dual clutch transmission, 7-speed, and that's all the rumors we've heard is the 7-speed dual clutch is going into the C8, and probably no manual. I did a video on the interior of the C8, and there does not seem to be any room for a manual, unfortunately, in the console area. It's actually a push button shifter, so there's no room for a manual. So I did make the video. I know that the transmission is set up for front engine rear drive on the GT500. Now, I think it could be reconfigured to do a mid-engine setup. I mean, that was a lot of people on the video saying, oh, it's not because it's for a front engine. But I mean, I'm sure they can reconfigure it to fit into the mid-engine. So I really think we're getting a glimpse of the future here between the DCT and the twin turbo V8. Again, not exactly those, but versions of those. So let's see what everyone's saying here. Autonut said he was sick and he wants to do part 2. Well, you're welcome to join, Autonut, if you're feeling up to it. Preston says, when is the unveiling? We don't know, Preston. We're hoping either New York or a private event before the summer, or possibly at the Corvette Bash in April. So I hope to be there wherever it is. Import domestic, it will be sad if there's no longer a V8 option. Yes, I think for the C8 we're okay. We'll have a V8. The C9, yeah, who knows at that point. Let's see. Zach says, is the Tremec DCT already used in a current car? Well, it was revealed at Detroit Auto Show in the 2020 GT500 Mustang, which is coming out this fall. So yes, it's going in. It is going into another car, other car first, and that is a surprise. That was a surprise to me, and I didn't think. I thought it was developed specifically for the Corvette, but apparently not. And that's, I mean, Tremec has every right to sell their technology to whoever they want. So I think it'll be, of course, reconfigured for the mid-engine. But yeah, as of right now, it is going into a rear drive Mustang first on an old platform on top of it all. So Mustang beat the Corvette getting that DCT in there. Dan of New Jersey, we'll see a lot of Mustangs if that's true in the ditches for sure. Car can't handle that kind of power. Yeah. Yeah, you've seen all the memes about Mustangs already. So, although you know, Mustang has a terrible reputation now for manual transmissions that are forks are breaking and quality issues. They need to get rid of. They use a Chinese-built manual transmission in the GT. In the GT350, they do use a Tremec. So they did build a rapport with Tremec. So I guess they maybe Tremec talked them into this 7-speed dual clutch in the GT500, and no manual in the GT500 as well. So let's see. Import domestic. Do you think the transmission will be transverse like the Lamborghini? I don't think it can fit transverse. I'm not, you know, mid-engine is probably going to be the engine, the trans, and the you know, the rear diff, and then behind the rear diff is the no, actually it's the engine, the rear diff, and then the trans behind it. Some combination of that to fit it all in there. So I don't think it'll be transverse. Let's see. Zach says, but we don't have any driving impressions of the Tremec DCT though. No, we don't have any driving impressions, but we'll find out soon with the Mustang GT500. In a way, it's good because the first ever DCT from Tremec, I'm sure it's going to have some teething pains, and they're going to have to tune it, tweak it, software updates. So, because you just don't get those right out the door. There's a lot of tweaking, and Porsche PDK is the best one on the market, the smoothest, the fastest. So, and they've been doing it for years, like 10 years now. So they've had a lot of years to work through that. Okay. I don't know. Import domestic. That's a funny point because Tremec says that it has a transverse config already made. Oh, okay. That's a possibility. The Corvettes are very wide, and the mid-engine's probably even wider. So it is possible. It is possible that it could go that way, I guess. But yeah, we don't know. Ken says they need to drop it from the ceiling of the Mercedes Dome for the reveal, just like they did with 500 in Detroit. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I did enjoy the Ford press conference. They packed a lot in that conference. They didn't just show the GT500, and they had the VR goggles, and it was like a video game type thing. They did the Explorer. They did the Police Interceptor Explorer. They did the ST Explorer and the Hybrid Explorer. They did a lot in that press conference. In addition, they also talked about their mobility, their autonomous driving with our Argo AI, and it was a very good, very organized press conference. It was exciting and it was interesting, at least to me. Let's see. Dean says, awesome idea, Ken. Yeah, I love it. LOL says, C8 Corvette. Let's talk about my dream car. It's the greatest C4 ever made, the MK5 Supra. Okay, yeah, we could talk about that. Dan says, Lambos are 4-wheel drive with rear engine. Wonder if C8 might be 4-wheel drive. Never even considered that. Dan, I think the C8 will be 4-wheel drive with the hybrid version because they could have the electric motors up front like the Acura NSX. Or they could add the electric motors to the rear, but I think with that much power, you're going to need 4-wheel drive. But LOL, I like the Supra. I'm on you. I'm with you there. I you know, got a ton of hate the new Supra, but I kind of like it. I know it's a Z4. I know it's not a Toyota design, but I kind of like the styling. I dig it. It's different. It's bold. I think it'll look great on the road. I think it looks better than the Z4. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the power of the Z4. The Z4 has a 382 horsepower, and the Supra only has 335. So quite a big difference in power. Yeah, he said it's getting a lot of hate. And I don't know if you guys watched my videos. It didn't get many views on the Supra, and I also made a video on the STI S209 and the Lexus RCF Track Edition. So I've been posting a lot, just getting these Detroit videos out. I've been posting 2 on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and you know, I haven't done a live stream. Last week I posted the C8 video instead. So Zach says no manual on the Supra, right? Yeah, unfortunately that is a big one. No manual on the Supra. I think they will bring it at some point. I think BMW is more shying away from it because it's their powertrain, because they have the Roadster, and you know, maybe they think the auto is going to sell better. But I think for Supra it needs a manual. I really do. So hopefully Toyota will design, and I think it's been designed actually, and they'll throw it in. I'm thinking it'll have a track, more of a sport track model with the manual and with more power. So Dean says, anybody have any opinions on the 2019 Ram 1500? Ooh, looking for a new truck. The Rams are gorgeous. I mean, like, super nice inside. The interior blows away all the other trucks. I have not driven one. I'm not a pickup person, but I would definitely go for Ram. I mean, it's really nice, really nice. And the heavy duty even has that nice interior. So that was released in Detroit. I did not make a video on that. I missed that press conference. But yeah, I would definitely recommend Ram. Zach says pour one out for the manual. Yeah, I think they'll bring it. Bill Yates says BMW is a great car company, but Supra made by BMW is not a Supra. Yeah, but you know what? Toyota has not made a sports car since the last Supra. The Toyota 86 is a Subaru design. So they had really little part in making that car. They're focused on their volume models. That's why they're raking in the cash. Camry and the 4Runner and the truck. Blah blah blah. I can't remember. Not the Tundra, the Tacoma. Yeah, they're raking in the dough on those, the Corolla, and all the RAV4s and all that stuff, and that's what they're concentrating on. They're concentrating on reliability, and they're leaving the niche vehicles to outside manufacturers. I feel you, but yeah, I don't know. I do like the Supra though, so I'm not a huge convertible person either, so I like that there's a coupe version of that. Now, if BMW made the coupe version of that, that would be great too, but it doesn't look like they're going to do that. Let's see. LOS said you could swap it for the manual, for the Z4 manual, worst comes to worst, but it'll probably be in German edition. Oh, is there a Z4 manual? I don't know. In Germany, I don't know. Maybe with the 4-cylinder there is, not with the 6 probably. Dan says he has a 4Runner for daily driver. Great. Yep, their Toyotas are super reliable. Maybe not the most exciting vehicles. And maybe that's why they're not doing a sports car, because they just don't know how to make it exciting. So they're leaning towards more sports car companies. On another note, I have a family member debating between buying a Lexus GX and a Lexus RX. I feel that the GX is a better car overall and more off-roady, but the RX has the tech. What would you get? Well, the GX is a very old design. That is the 4Runner, which is a very old design. If they're gonna do off-roading, but I would lean toward GX, but I don't think if they're gonna get the Lexus version, they're probably not. If you're gonna do off-roading, you probably get the Toyota version. So the RX would probably be way more comfortable and again have more of those new tech features, and it's going to ride a lot better. So yeah, if they're doing more road, it's probably going to be RX would be a better choice. Import domestic, I think the manuals are going to start to become a thing of the past, and you're going to be extinct, unfortunately, within the next 10 years. That is true. Manuals are going away, as we all know it. That's another reason to keep the C7 with the manual. If you have a manual C7, you might want to hold on to that too, because that'll be the last manual Corvette. And then they may hold their value a little bit more too. Dean says, I think the GX is rear-wheel drive and RX is front-wheel drive. Based. Yeah, they're both available in all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, but yeah, the RX is definitely front-wheel drive based. And I prefer rear-wheel drive based as well, but again, it depends. There's a lot that goes in the choosing a vehicle with their, who's driving it. I guess I would probably lean towards the GX because I like a more rugged. I have a Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk as a daily, and I'm really looking for the new Bronco, Ford Bronco. So that's another one I wanted to be revealed in Detroit, and it did not. So that's another one I hope comes out this year, one of the auto shows, and I want to see it. Dean says, if you get the RX, get the RXL long version. I'm not sure I know about that one. But yeah, so anyway, while we're a little over the half hour, about over 40 minutes now, so I'm probably gonna end it here. But definitely, if you guys want to continue this, definitely continue it in the comments below, and I'll get to it next week. I'm gonna try to do these weekly, these CarGuy11 lives. Everybody seems to like them, and oh, Zach just commented. I have to answer this one. Wrangler pickup versus the missed return Comanche. I did see the Wrangler pickup in Detroit. It is pretty sweet. I'm gonna have a video on that. Stay tuned. Thanks, Dan says, thanks for a great show. Dean says, stay warm. Thanks. I appreciate all you guys watching. And also I want to say the channel hit over 3 million channel views last week. It hit over 3 million. So awesome. Thank you guys. And yeah, keep spreading the word. I hope it does get bigger, and then we can have, more conversations. We can have more cars, and we can do more things. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I appreciate you guys all commenting and joining tonight. So all right, I'm gonna end it here. Yeah, definitely stay warm, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.